All right. Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, so Aquarians, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the one on Aquarius's mind. Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who is clearly carrying heavy burdens. This is quite a bit of hurt and pain, actually, with that Ten of Swords being in the reverse. It's not alleviating. Interesting, though, because they fake a smile pretty good. I feel like this person is indulging in things to try to hide the pain, because we have this Nine of Cups, which can be, like almost gluttony sometimes, seeking out anything that is just like hedonism to try to make oneself happy. It can be a card of great indulgence. If they're doing that, they know exactly why they're doing it. They're like, I could picture this person laughing way too loud, acting like they're the life of the party, even though the truth of it is they're very sad. They're doing everything to overcompensate. Maybe hell, I mean, shopping too much, buying stuff, going out, acting like everything's great, going out to nice dinners, trying to be around people where they can laugh a ton and anything to distract, because we have a Five of Swords and we have a Five of Pentacles. So I definitely feel like we have a person who's living a lie right now. They have a lot of hurt over this and a lot of sorrow over all of this. This is not a happy camper at the moment, but they seem to be continuously trying really hard to act like everything is okay, to act like everything is just fine. And I just don't see that anything is fine at the moment. They look pretty sad at the moment, actually. So I don't know, for this character, to be, I guess fake it till you make it, but it's not going so well. Fives are numbers of change, but they've doubled down with, I don't know if there was a big fight, a big, ending with Aquarius. And Aquarius almost seems like they're being like protected from this person, like their ancestors are, swirling around them, protecting them. All I can say is it seems like it's been a while, and it seems like this person misses Aquarius all the time. They are not over the ending, but man, do they do whatever they can to try to act like everything's fine. Everything's fine. I feel like somebody grits their teeth, clenches their jaw at night or something also. It's a very false face that they're putting out there, like everything's fine, when what we can really see is their heart's aching for Aquarius. Emperor and Empress. Wow. Okay, so this is somebody who could have been married to Aquarius, or this is what they know they had access to, and this is what they lost. Even here, you see, it's like he's got his head resting on his staff here, or maybe we could say fishing pole. Gosh, this is a really tough card, because they still see themselves as Aquarius's like partner, the divine partnership, divine counterpart, the person I'm supposed to be with. Even if they are not currently with Aquarius, not married to Aquarius, not speaking to Aquarius, or rather, maybe I should say Aquarius is no longer speaking to them or around them, they still view Aquarius as their, like, the person that they're married to in their heart. I definitely see them like, what have I done? But I picture them like going up against the side of like a wall, not whacking their head, but just kind of like, I think sometimes, like, I don't know if they get a headache from overthinking this. They definitely have a heartache from overthinking about Aquarius and just what has been lost here. Hey, RT. We got a Queen of Cups and we got the Page of Wands. Okay, so, I mean, oh gosh, this is such a tough story for them. They are missing the kindness, they're missing the loving, they're missing everything. And there's these pearls of wisdom where it's like, why didn't I see what I had? Why didn't I see it then? Hang on, what did they think happened here? What is it that they're thinking went on? Knight of Swords, they might have just been careless in this relationship. They might have been really swift to, like, kind of jump around, do whatever they were going to do without consulting Aquarius. They could have been somebody who didn't like bother to take into consideration, especially if you're saying this is the person I feel married to in my heart, then certainly it should have been the two of us run the empire. But if they were busy just making random decisions based off of their scattered thoughts without consulting Aquarius, and I will say this, we also see them kind of again with this gluttonous desire for joy, this sudden impulsive, like whatever sounds good, whatever looks good, whatever is exciting. Like this could be somebody who would go and spend money on stuff without consulting Aquarius. This could be, they just kind of, I'm not going to say it was actually selfish, even though that is selfish to do that, but it's more like impulse control was lacking. They knew better, but they went ahead and did what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it without consulting or considering. And it's like, why did I do that? Like, and Aquarius probably even told me point blank, babe, I love you, but you it's not attractive when you do impulsive things like that. I feel like Aquarius might have been very patient with them and tried to like explain an erratic energy like this is not conducive to us having our best life. 5 of Wands. I don't know if this person still just like busted on through and did it all over again. Like maybe they had this big conversation, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm going to change. I'm not going to just only look out for number one, do what I want, whenever I want. No, you're right. And then they went and did it again. Because this lion is just like flying through the sky again. Just like we saw here. This person seems to have a tendency, even though I think they love Aquarius truly, madly, deeply, Aquarius is the person of their heart, the person they view as their partner, the partner they would want to be with always. And yet they couldn't seem to like behave like that, consult with a partner, consult with what are we doing? How are we doing this? It just keeps feeling like this tremendous impulse control issue and things that had to change because we've got 3 5s in this story, right? 5, 5, 5. There were so many things that needed to change. And instead, what changed is since you didn't change your behavior, then Aquarius changed their freaking address. Aquarius left. This person is not coping well with Aquarius having exited stage left. But again, here they are, like still indulging in that impulsive behavior of I'm going to try to make myself feel better. So I'm going to laugh a lot, smile a lot, maybe spend too much money, maybe do things chaotically. But then when I'm alone, I'm going to put my head against a wall and be like, this doesn't work. And I know this doesn't work. Why am I doing this? Can we ask, character, why are you operating like this? Is it just an impulse control that you struggle with, or is it selfishness? Or 3 of Swords. This person doesn't handle hurt very well. Maybe they run from things that they should have worked through, talk to a therapist, talk to a counselor. Maybe this is a reaction of, old wounds or something, or maybe they do things that are not terrific, and then to try to make up for it, then they quickly try to go overboard. Oh, so sorry. I don't know. The energy of betrayal is here, followed by the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. I kind of think, I'll just say what I think right now. It appears that we may have a character who does do some selfish things. And again, maybe it's because past unhealed traumas and they are impulsive and their mind gets buzzing and they only think in one track, like this is shiny, this is exciting, this will make me happy. Maybe that's how they tried to cope with other wounds and stuff that they never healed from in themselves. But then they take that pattern with them into like being a grown-up. And now it's like, okay, I do these impulsive things that give me the instant like feel good, but then, oh, I hurt somebody. Okay, then I say sorry. And I make more of those decisions without consulting my partner. It's never about balance. Everything's about imbalance for them. The 2 of Pentacles in the reverse says we're not even trying to figure this out. The 3 of Swords says we're just sitting in this pattern because we got to get those swords out of there. And they're not dealing with something. So I don't see this is not a story where it's like, oh, I was trying to cheat. This isn't a story about, I wanted to hurt my Aquarius. They are even really sorry with this Page of Cups. This is somebody who is so freaking sorry. But you notice how we still see them as a kid? And we see them with this koi fish like tattoo that's going all the way down their head and the back of their neck. I think in this storyline, please remember they are fictional stories, but in this storyline, like I feel kind of sad for them because this fish to me represents the thing in the back of their mind that still is maybe the motivating reason that they're so freaking scattered and they keep doing stuff that sabotages a connection with somebody that they admittedly love and that they're not trying to hurt, but their behavior has not been dealt with. They haven't dealt with what's in the back of their mind, which is, I don't know, that it's like they run from stuff instead of deal with stuff. Maybe there's another five of cups to the 10 of wands. There is a fantasy aspect in this too, though. Maybe that's how this person copes with stuff. Maybe that's why they're so crazy impulsive and do whatever they want whenever they want, is because they can live in a fantasy moment. It's like, but that's not reality. Unicorns aren't real. Wishing wells aren't real. You're always going to be disappointed because you're not dealing with reality. In fact, you're doing everything you can to dodge reality. But maybe their reality was really tough and they didn't want to deal with reality. So they found a coping mechanism instead to distract themselves with fantasy type stuff. This could be somebody who is like kind of, maybe we see them as like a kid. So maybe they have like almost a childish way of handling life. But when it comes to the way they felt about Aquarius, very, very, very mature. Like they know who Aquarius is to them. And I have to say, that's probably the reason I still like this person in this story, because their like emotional bond to Aquarius has never been in question. The amount that they miss Aquarius is not in question. They're, whatever that 3 of Swords is, that trauma thing that we see there, is really what's been undealt with, and that's what's undoing their ability to have like this wonderful Emperor-Empress relationship, because they're not dealing with what they have to, so they can get out of fantasy land and start dealing with real reality. With that 10 of Wands, maybe this is the kick in the butt that they needed to say, whoa, my unchecked behavior just cost me Aquarius. And I don't think for an instant that they are going to like let this whole relationship go, but I don't think Aquarius is going to give them another chance to be with them unless they deal with the behavior and the source of the behavior that has to be, dealt with. And I think with that 10 of Wands, they know this. This is nice. This is them calming down, slowing down, like resetting those patterns, resetting their energy flow. With that King of Cups, this could be them like, okay, I do need to quit being so impulsive, quit moving so fast. I need to actually like open up my emotions. I need to let toxicity out and let something more soothing come into my heart space. I need to kind of wash myself clean of things of the past that were, upsetting, that I've been running from all this time. I really think that this character, they may be getting older in their years, but also wiser. The stress of like facing this could, bring in some more white hairs, or maybe they already have, they're already a silver fox. But we see them really maturing now. We see this was actually kind of the best thing that ever happened, was the fact that Aquarius was like, nope, not doing this. You can't, you have to deal with your stuff so then you can deal with me and be in a partnership with me. But you can't go running around making whatever decisions you want, being erratic and thinking that I'm going to put up with it. That's not the way this works. Let me go to Aquarius real quick. How does Aquarius feel about them at this point in time? 7 of Cups sideways. Look, I'm not counting on them. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how I'm going to feel about any of this, because you know what? I don't count chickens before they hatch. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm sure that this person will, work through stuff and we'll be back together. I think that's so much wiser, because I think Aquarius has already learned, like, they've been a wild card. I don't know what to expect from them. But at the same time, I feel like Aquarius has the same vibe for them. I too felt like they are my true partner. We could be a great Emperor and Empress duo. I feel in my heart like I married them too. But I'll be damned if I'm going to, let them crash my empire. No, I have an expectation that my partner does have to do the things to make them, able to rule the empire with me. I think this is like I would say an example of Aquarius actually really loving someone and loving them enough to keep them accountable and saying, and I also can't force them. They're not, the person that I control. They get to do whatever they want. But as much as I love them, I'll be damned if they're going to sink my ship too. I can love somebody and still say, I don't know if they're going to do what they need to do to be able to be in my life. Doesn't mean I love them any less, though. And I just think that that level of like accountability and Aquarius saying, I don't change my standards. And I also can't pretend that I don't love them. If they change things, oh, I'll be back in their arms in a minute. Sure, I would marry this person again. Sure, I'd live with them again. That's ultimately what Aquarius wants, is just straighten this up. Deal with what you need to so you can be a partner. Four of Wands. Bring me stability. Be the partner that I know you can be. I don't even think Aquarius wonders whether or not this person loves them. I just think that Aquarius is like, I'm not going to enable anything. Yeah, Knight of Wands in the reverse. Aquarius is like, I know they're in love with me. I know they're not a player. I know for all their erratic behavior. You did notice that's the one night that we didn't have. We had all that swift, erratic behavior, no balance, none of that. But we have never seen them call into question whether or not, like, oh, are they a cheat? Are they out running around with other people? That's not even at all a part of this story. And Aquarius knows that. It's like, no, I know they're not a cheat. I know that they have kind of like eyes only for me. But even that is not going to be enough unless they can actually be a partner to me. And that means dealing with some of this other stuff so we can be stable. I really appreciate the fact that this was not called into question. Like the love has been here through this whole storyline. The love is so strong and has been here the whole time. But there are admittedly things that have to get tidied up. And I don't see it as Aquarius like, not standing beside this person. I see this as Aquarius saying, I know that this person has the strength and the capacity to make the changes that they need to, but I also don't puppet them or tell them what to do. They can do what they want. I know they love me, but I also know I can stay away from them if that's what I got to do until they can match my energy. So interesting storyline for sure, but I feel like there's so much love here, and it just feels like there's so much change on the horizon that this character is willing to go ahead and go through, specifically because this is their partner. This has always been their partner. Aquarius has always been the one they want. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Gabriella, so great to see you, love. RT again, thank you for being here. Level Up, hi. Thank you for popping in. All right, you guys, we're going to get to the other zodiacs before the night is through. I'll see you in some of those next ones. All right, bye for now, guys. Thanks for giving this one a thumbs up and subscribing.